Hello YouTubers, Tronz here, back with some more Kerbal Space Program. We're catching back up with our Eve probe on its way to Eve's orbit. It's going to come around here, and Eve is not going to be here, it's going to be over here somewhere. But we're going to perform a maneuver here. They'll enlarge our orbit so that the next time around we'll be at the same place that Eve will be when we come back. So we have about 70 days to this maneuver. So let's get time going here. There we go. Solar panels are tracking the sun. Getting really close now. Few hours away. Now this is probably going to be somewhere on the order of a 5-minute burn. It says not available right now for the estimated burn. I'm going to stop about 5 minutes. We can orient and then do a test burn, and hopefully that will get the estimate correct. But since we actually have an ion engine, it's not so much a burn as it is a throwing of ions out the back of our ship, all powered by electricity. That's approximately the direction we have to thrust. The solar panels, let's see if we can get them facing the sun more. Yep, that's a little too far the other way to get the horizon kind of even. There we go. Got off the point a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna throttle up to full and then throttle all the way back. Yeah, and just about 5 minutes. So that means we're gonna need to start about 2 minutes and a half from the node. So, let's just time warp a little bit. Alright, we're about 15 seconds from starting. And then I'll probably do a little physical time warp while we're doing this burn. So let's start in 3, 2, 1, now. Let's, now that we're going, do some, yeah, I know, it's a small vessel, it can handle 3x. Alright, we are going good here. Let's, look at our orbit change here. Trying to stay on the point, a little wobbly. just about past the halfway point. Oop. Wrong key to hit. Momentarily turn the engine off. Yeah, we have lots of power, lots of xenon gas left, and we're just going to drift off here a bit. And let's get out of time warp. Yeah, try to get really precise here. Yeah, it's awfully good, I think. Okay. Yeah, we're just over 1,000,000 meters, which is kind of what I was going for, 1,000,000 meters off. At least at this distance, we have a whole year to go. You can see 344 days. And we will make one trip, and Eve will make a trip in a quarter or a little more than that around the sun. And we will meet up here, and let's realign our ship yeah, facing directly east. That will let the solar panels track the sun a little easier. So just like that. And let's just put a maneuver here. What line was that on? On that one? Yeah. So let's that's gonna annoy me with that moving all the way around like that. Alright, there we go. Let us fast forward here for about a year. It's time warp. Alrighty, here we are, about 7 days out. And there's Eve. Should be, from our point of view, pretty close to the sun. I think that may be it right there. We are really traveling fast here. We got about Yeah, 7 more days until we are in its sphere of influence. So let's continue to warp here a little bit. There it is. We just entered the sphere of influence. Okay, so there's Eve, there's Gilly, and it looks like our trajectory is currently taking us underneath Eve. And that's not really what we want to do. We want to get in an orbit around it. Alright guys, I've played with the maneuver a bit more and got us on a better, more equatorial approach, and we're actually going to be doing some aero-braking, and that'll give us a chance to get us some readings inside the atmosphere. I'm not sure how much aero-braking we'll actually be doing here, but this will at least slow us down somewhat and hopefully get us in a large orbit that we can then later refine. So we got a maneuver coming up here in about 20 minutes, and it's only 82 meters per second, so it's not that big of a maneuver, but it will get us all set up for the aero-braking. And just gonna point in the direction of the maneuver to get ready. Spin around here a little bit so we get, yeah, there we go. A little more sun exposure, not that we really need at this point. We're much closer to the sun, so these solar panels work a lot better. But it's a little something. So let's time warp in here just a little bit. Alrighty, we're just about at the burn. We're going to start about 45 seconds so that the burn is evenly on either side of the node. And just take about a minute and a half, and let's start the burn now. So the ion engine comes to life and to light. And yeah, we're going to be swinging around from coming underneath, so we come around the side. And we're lowering our periapsis so that we'll briefly enter the atmosphere and we'll be able to get high altitude atmospheric readings. At least that's the plan. Hoping this maneuver knows where it's going, because that's a little too low for comfort. But it's It's supposed to come back out as it evens out, levels out. Alright, let's throttle down here so we have a little more control. Alright, it is coming back out now. And as soon as it hits about 70, I'm going to stop. $50, $60. There we go, 72. Pretty darn good. Alright, let's I want to reorient ourselves towards the sun, but that's not quite as easy as it looks. Well, that'll do decently, I think. So yes, let us now time warp again. We have another 2 days. Alright, let's stop about here and do some science. What can we do here? We can take a temperature reading. Temperature scan can't be done right now. Alright, how about a gravioli? Space high over Eve. Sensor records slight variances in gravity as you pass over a massive crater site. We're gonna broadcast that back because I don't think we're ever gonna head back to Kerbin. Probably should have packed a spare battery on this, but we'll see how things go. We're gonna save the material bays and the goo canister for actually we'll do one in the atmosphere, and then maybe do the other in low orbit. I think that's all the science we can do right now. So let's time warp in a little more. We're about to get eclipsed here. And turn off SAS. Well, we can. It doesn't really save power. I don't think it will be a problem, but I'm going to retract these panels now while we still have power. Just in case we're in the atmosphere. By the time we get back in the sun. I don't think we will be. But just in case, we're going to go... definitely looks like we're going to go cold here for a bit. About 11 minutes. Alright, we are going to run out of power completely. Passing behind Eve in its shadow. We're beginning to pass it, but we're also beginning to get pretty low. Should be out in the light in just a moment or two. Alright, we are... Well, the little solar panel was able to charge us all up, so I'm not going to extend the panels again, the main panels. So we're about 3 minutes from being deep in the atmosphere. Well, not deep in the atmosphere, but in the atmosphere. And we have picked up quite a bit of speed. Luckily, Eve's atmosphere is much thicker than Kerbin's, so even only going to 70 will be equivalent to maybe going down to 40 kilometers at Kerbin. And definitely, I hope it will slow us into an orbit, and if not, we'll have plenty of time to use our engines. Although, for 1,000 delta V like that, like it would look like right now, that would definitely take a while, but I'm definitely hoping the atmosphere will slow us down. And we are actually dropping it over a kilometer a second at this point. See the nice purple atmosphere and the oceans, and you know, while we're here, let's can we get science? Log gravity data. Keep data. Actually, let's open one of these real quick. Can we not? Review data. Let's transmit it real quick. And again, I'm having problems with the thermometer, like did. Alright, we're going to retract the panel, so we're just about to enter the atmosphere. Oh yeah, we have slowed down. We're not picking up speed anymore. We observe the materials bay. We're still in space because we're not suborbital. Yeah. Well, let us do in space near. Let's keep that data. Mr. Goo. Let's keep that data. Alright, we are beginning to leave. But you can see our escape is getting further in time away, and it has bent around some. So we didn't totally brake, but we definitely slowed down quite a bit. Alright, we should be out of the atmosphere now. Let us extend the panel for both. And plan a maneuver here. I wonder if we can pass by Gilly. Don't need to go with that. Yeah. That'll do us. Let us turn on SAS. And let's transmit the data. Transmit all. We still okay. In about 2.5 minutes, we have this maneuver we're gonna do. And that should get us into an orbit. Not a great one. But it'll be an orbit. And we'll see if we can then manage an intercept with Gilly. So let's... Whoa! Oh, ooh! I totally missed the time. That is really long burn. I was just looking at the node in. So we'll be off a little bit from our planned orbit, but we just... Main point here is getting on orbit. So let's time warp a little bit. See all craters along the surface. The escape is getting further and further, and eventually it will totally disappear as the orbit curves in on itself. Makes an ellipse. There it goes. So we are captured at Eve now. And we're just burning here so that we're not on a 10-day orbit. We're on a shorter, like, well, this is technically it's a 6-day orbit, but this is a 20-day orbit right now, so why is that getting bigger? Alright. All I know is I want to slow down here. Bring that orbit down. Used about a quarter of our xenon gas, so we have plenty. Alright, something like that. Alright, so let us let's see if we can fly by Gilly. So we go out here and then add to our velocity. It'll raise our periapsis. Alright, so there's a close approach, but it's not that close. Alright, let's say we changed our alignment here, our inclination. I wish you could point and say, when I'm here, where would Gilly be? Or, you know, whichever body you have targeted. You can see if you need to speed up or slow down. Ah, that's why we're losing it. We're going too far down. that looked good a second ago. I'm gonna try for that and see how we do. Alright, so our next maneuver is in 3 days and an hour. It's another one of these 5-minute long burns. So let's rotate around here until we're aimed at the maneuver. And why isn't that counting down? There you go. Come away from Eve. Three hours left. About 20 more minutes. And let's start the burn. A little late, but we should still be able to make it. So we'll be raising the periapsis up to about here. And as we swing around, we'll then make another adjustment. Although we'll probably have to adjust the adjustment. Gilly right now is past Eve. I doubt we'll be able to see it. But it should be, well, should be in this area. It shouldn't be too much higher than Eve, but I don't see it at the moment. We gotta watch our positioning towards the target here. Alright, that should be about good. There we go. Now that maneuver is showing a lot closer. What do we need to do? And of course it just disappeared. You just disappear. Alright, I'm gonna fast forward us around closer to the maneuver, and maybe we'll get something out of that. Passing by the sun. He's passing in front of the sun from our point of view. Alright, it's going to be another one of those approximately 5-minute burns. And I'm going to slow down right here. Let's see if I can't play with this until 192, 185. $67. Alright, we are definitely over it. So now I don't know if we need to... I'm gonna refer to the wiki really quickly. Alright, I have a maneuver set up here. It's not showing an intercept, but we're gonna get really close. Apparently it's really hard to get an intercept because Gilly has very low gravity. You need to get in within like 120 kilometers to even be in its sphere of influence. So that's a problem. It was the last intercept I had showed me being 176 kilometers away, and I just moved it closer. So we'll either get an intercept or crash into the surface. Not sure which at this point. There's Eve. Let's, the maneuver is going to be approximately 5.5 minutes long, and it's in 15 minutes. It's in approximately this direction. And I'm basically going to be watching the map on this one until we just have a good intercept. I'm hoping it will show up once we're close. So I'm just going to time warp here to about 3 minutes left. Okay. We have decent aiming at the sun. We're over 90%, so that's good. And we're just going to watch our intercept here, and we're going to start in about 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, throttle up. Alrighty. We're gonna be swinging our trajectory all the way down here and out, and we're gonna do some time warping, but I'm gonna keep that only in effect until we're about 2/3 of the way through the burn, at which point we're going to go back to real time so we can fine-tune the intercept. Alright, we are approaching the halfway point of this burn, and you can see our orbit has come down quite a bit. Alright, we got about 30 seconds left in this, and throttle down to about half. And as soon as I see an intercept, I'm gonna cut the engines. I do hope I do see an intercept. So that was the whole point of doing this. And it's not looking like we're seeing an intercept here. That's just about perfect. So I'm just going to add a maneuver there. Call it something like that. Showing this is a better intercept somehow. So there's Eve behind us. So we're just gonna time warp for a bit until we're about an hour away from that. Oh. Okay, nearly past it. Where are we? It should be right there's Gilly. What can we do? There we go. We can slow down a whole lot, and we will get an intercept. we're going to be flying right past here. Let's get our solar panels more in line with the sun. There we go, full sun exposure now. We are in Gilly's sphere of influence, and we're actually bringing our periapsis down. I don't think we're going to be able to orbit, but while we're here, I wonder if this counts as high over Gilly or not. Oh, I thought we broadcast everything. Causing our engine to go out? Yeah, briefly. Probably want to be thrusting this way. Well, we're high over Gilly. Let us broadcast that. I don't think we'll be getting low over Gilly, but maybe we'll get on orbit. If we are aiming for orbit, we want to be slowing down as much as possible. Actually, I think we're going to try to get into orbit, and we'll leave this satellite in orbit around Gilly. And its probe, well, it'll become a satellite of Gilly. And all we have to do is basically come to a stop in the next 8 minutes, which I think we might be able to accomplish. Got about 2.5 minutes, and decreasing to periapsis. We're full throttle though, so we're slowing down. We're still going at over 250 meters per second, but we lose, well, not quite a meter per second, but maybe 0.7 or 0.8, so we won't be totally slowed down here, but we'll I'm pretty sure we'll, yeah, this is going up, so by the time we'll have slowed down before we get to escape. So it's looking good to get in orbit. See, Gilly's just like a little tiny lump of rock. That we can be like 40 kilometers above it and still be far. We'd be deep inside the atmosphere if this was Kerbin. Of course, Kerbin would be much bigger than this, so... I'm not sure what velocity you need to be in orbit, but it's not really that quick. Apparently, you can do a synchronous orbit at 42 kilometers, which means if you're going around the equator at about 42 kilometers up, you will basically stay over the same point of the surface. Surface does spin quickly. Obviously we're gonna be in more of a polar type orbit if we do get in orbit. Not sure what the speed of orbit would be. Escape velocity is 35.7 meters per second. So orbital speed has to be much less than that. So like I said, you basically have to come to a stop. We actually... Yes, Periapsis is actually going away from us now. We will actually achieve orbit before we get even to our closest point, so that will be good. You can see that's starting to curve around there. Let's adjust our targeting here. We're at 35 kilometers up at this point. Oh, that's a little close for comfort. The highest points are actually lower than that, so let's spin around here. Probably the wrong way to spin around. It takes our solar panels away for a brief moment. Alright, I want to raise that a little bit. Let's say to 9, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm just putting that there. We'll be there in an hour. Let's see what... Yeah, we're still high over Gilly. Can we do some temperatures? Can't be done right now. Alrighty, let's time warp around here a bit. Okay. Getting some nice views of Gilly here. I wonder if I could actually land on this with an ion engine. I don't think I'd want to try, but it might actually be possible. Alright, we're pretty close now. Let's Wow, really? What counts as low? Well, let's just get some goo readings and material bay readings from here. And call it an episode. Alrighty, we got some readings from Eve, we got some readings from Gilly. And, see you guys next time for more Kerbal Space Program. See you guys then. Thanks for watching.